Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Brandon Watson. Today we're going to go over the topic of creating watch lists. We're going to go over 4 things today. We're going to go over what is a watch list and why you should be using them, what types of watch lists you should be making, how to create one, and when you should be using them. So first up, what exactly is a watch list? Well, in the most simplest of terms, it's just a list of stocks that you write down and watch. Plain and simple, not that hard to understand. But why create a list of stocks to watch? Why not just scan the market and throw money into whatever company you want? Well, as an investor, I suppose this could be a fairly loose strategy if you want to call it that. But as anything other than an investor, such as a day trader, swing trader, or trend trader, you're going to want to incorporate watch lists into your system so that you don't just throw money into the wind and hope that it goes your way. You see, when it comes to the stock market, there are thousands of companies out there that can be traded each and every day. And since no two stocks are the same, that means that there are a near limitless amount of opportunities each and every day that can be traded. This ranges from buying shares outright, to buying options, to shorting shares, to trading contracts, and everything in between. With such a near limitless amount of options crossing our screens, this can become a huge problem. One that sounds pretty counterintuitive, but when you think about it, actually starts to make a lot of sense. Choice overload is a very real thing. Our entire lives are made up of constant choices that have to be made every second of every day. Every decision we decide to make, or not make, takes a little bit of energy away from us, and when you have millions of choices to make throughout the day, that can lead to what's called as decision fatigue. Now, I'm no doctor, but I play one on the internet, and decision fatigue is when you have so many choices to make throughout the day that your ability to make even more choices starts to diminish as time wears on. And with diminished decision making comes mistakes, errors, impulses, and behaviors that at the end of the day leave you scratching your head and asking, why in the world did I do that? That was the stupidest thing I could have done. I'm such an idiot. Leave your comments below if you ever felt that way after a long trading day. I know I have. And this is where watch lists come into play. Like Steve Jobs only having a closet full of blue jeans and black sweaters so as to make one less decision in his life, we're only going to create a closet full of stocks that we monitor every day so that we're not paralyzed with choices when it comes time to trade. How we go about making a watch list depends on a few different things. I mean, sure, we can just create a list, call it main watch list, and add a whole slew of tickers to it. But if my main Spotify playlist has taught me anything, it's that adding everything to one list makes it harder to find exactly what you want when you want it. So because of this, we're going to create a few lists based off of a few different goals and strategies. My goals, of course, will be different from yours, though from mine, you can get an idea of how to set up your own. To save time, I've already done the scan and created in Thinkorswim 3 different watch lists, consolidating your support, building up near resistance, and one labeled this week. The labels are simple, informative of what lies within, and broken up based on different factors. You, however, may want to create a list that tracks commodities or maybe different sectors such as basic materials or biotechs, or maybe even lists that are broken up between small cap speculatives and another for large cap momentum trading with options. Your preferred method of trading should dictate the type of list you make. How I like to create mine are based off chart setups, as typically I only like to place stocks that are setting up in some form or fashion. My favorite being stocks that are consolidating near support, which have ran up 100% from their all-time lows and are within 20% of their all-time highs. This allows me to see tickers that have made a fairly solid move up already by doubling in price within 52 weeks. Leaving the extra 20% on the table from the all-time highs also shows any stocks that may be setting up to push up the last 20% and maybe even further if and when the time comes. If we click into consolidating near support, we'll see a few stocks that I found could be potential to scale into as price holds and builds near support, which makes things super simple when I only want to see stocks that are forming in that type of fashion. To create one of your own NTOS, you're going to want to head to your left sidebar and create a watch list gadget. If you don't have a sidebar on your screen, it's probably because you hit it sometime in the past, so just hit the little arrow here to bring it back up. From there, you'll click the Add Gadget Plus symbol on the bottom left, and we'll select Watch List here on the bottom right. This will then bring up a new watch list gadget, which is listed as a default. If you click the little label here, it'll bring up a whole list of various pre-made watch lists, which, if you look down here, already has a by industry watch list, which shows all the industries broken up for you. For our purposes though, we're going to go down one to create watch lists, which brings up a dialog box that allows you to add and change the title of the list you're about to make. For this one, we'll name this Gold Commodities, and below it we can start adding our ticker names that correlate with gold. First, we'll add /GC, which tracks gold futures by typing it into a blank box under symbol and then hitting enter. Then we'll add the gold miner ETFs such as JDST, JNUG, NUGT, and DUST, which are 2 and 3x ETFs that correlate with the gold sector. From there, we'll hit save and your new watch list is created. Now you'll notice your tickers are all listed with the last price, the net change in price since the day is open, and the last bid ask prices for each one. You can sort each column based off alphabetical or numerical order, as well as add or delete tickers straight from this gadget. Clicking this little chain link right here allows you to link your list to your chart so that you can easily see each chart by clicking first on a name, then hitting the up and down arrows on your keyboard to move through each stock rather than typing each ticker in manually. Just be sure the link you choose is the one you use for both the watch list gadget and your chart setup. Otherwise, nothing will happen when you move up and down through your list. Then, in order to get even more from your watch list, we'll hit the little cogwheel and select Customize, which will bring up a mixture of things for you to view on the main screen. For myself, I take off the net change, as well as both the bid and the ask. Then I add percent change by double-clicking it to bring it from the left to the right column, which is what makes up your information set. I'll also add volume by searching for it here in the top left and finding the one I want, as well as 2 custom scripts I found and tweaked for myself, which show the approximate relative volume for both the 5-minute charts as well as the daily charts. I'll hit OK, and now my columns change to reflect the information I prefer to glance at throughout the day. From here, once you've done your scans and added your tickers based off your goals, strategies, and trading filters, we'll then start to review each and every list at the end of every trading day. For a day trader, you'll be reviewing your list throughout the day. Though for anyone and everyone else, it's almost mandatory to do a scan of your list each night if you want to make money in the markets consistently and exponentially. And in order to do so, you have to treat this as your job, or better yet, as if you were going to school. You couldn't possibly expect to show up to class once or twice a week and expect to learn as much as a student who showed up and paid attention every day. So don't expect to show up to your charts and think you're just going to catch some amazing setups that one day you decide to do a scan of your list. You might get lucky here and there, but more often than not, you're going to be showing up to a price that is already trending off support, with you left wondering where the best entry is going to be and whether or not the price will continue to push further. This decreases your reward and increases your risk, as now your entry is in the middle of nowhere when you could have entered as close to support as possible with a stop loss just below had you been tracking every day. This is why I create a watch list titled This Week. Even though I have a few watch lists created, I only want to be monitoring one list each week throughout the live trading day, setting up the best from each watch list and the only ones I want to monitor with a quick glance throughout the day. Again, you don't want to be the trader going through a nearly endless amount of tickers a day of. This will either lead to over decision making or a lack of decision making, both of which are a waste of time and will either cause you to lose money or lose out on profits. Then as you start to move along at the end of each day through your list, you'll be doing 2 of the most important things you can do as a trader. A, being open to the best opportunities that meet your goals, and B, increasing your skills for pattern recognition. The former being the only way you can make money trading or investing in the stock market, and the latter being one of the best things that will increase your chances of success. Not being available to market opportunities means all you did was fund a savings account, and not having any type of pattern recognition is only going to cause you to look at the charts with a sense of loss and wonderment as the colors and lines change throughout the day. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on watch lists. Do you use one? And if so, what types of lists do you create for yourself? I love everyone's feedback. I appreciate everybody dropping by, and I hope you all take care.